Hello guys! Last time some friends asked me that can Chains of Command AFK in Ultimatum? I say no. Sorry, that's a mistake. I overestimate the difficulty of Ultimatum. It's actually easier than I was imagining. I've done so many Ultimatum 13 wave in AFK, like Chieftain build, got many divine scraps. The survival difficulty is almost the same as Simulacrum. They require very familiar defense layer, so if your build can AFK in Simulacrum, you probably can also AFK in Ultimatum. Let's demonstrate how to do this. Okay, about the passive tree. The key is to take this grueling gauntlet. Player cannot choose which Ultimatum modifier is applied to each round, and your Ultimatum encounter will have 3 additional rounds to make it a 13-round Ultimatum. So it's more rewarding but more challenging, and your build should be able to handle any modifiers. And it will no longer have the boss in the final round, so you don't have to take the breath of the tower. Besides, you just take the other Ultimatum nodes for more rewarding and more Ultimatum chance, and increase the chance to defeat waves of the enemy and protect the altar. And for the rest of the point, it's just up to you. You can take whatever you want. For example, you can try to get some settlers of cargo related node, because they don't cost many time to finish. Okay, about Scarab. We will use 2 Scarab of Bribery and 1 Scarab of Catechism. This one is expensive. And 1 Scarab of Inscription. And for the map, you just use a T16 white map. We don't need any modifier on it. And if you are still practicing, then you can drop this expensive Scarab. The rest of the 3, they are just 1 chaos. So you can use these 3 Scarab to practice until you can always pass the Ultimatum before you put the expensive Scarab. Okay, so let's have a showcase. Okay, so let's start from the Mercenary I use. For Mercenary, I use Earthshaker with Determination and Endure for survivability, because Ultimatum has so many Lightning Storm. And so, for the Mercenary, we no longer can use the Doriani prototype. I swapped to Spore God to get Explosion and additional Chaos Resist for the character and for our minion, and use the Shaper Seed with 2 Screaming Terror Ring for the life regeneration and sustain our enemy weapon. I also tried to run without the Mercenary. It's totally fine. So with or without Mercenary doesn't matter. For my character setup, I only upgrade to Svarling. Basically, this setup is use the previous endgame setup. You can check the previous video. I only change my shield and with some passive tree change. Ultimatum is basically a survivability test. There's a lot of damage over time and Lightning Storm. You need enough life regeneration, as high maximum lightning resist as possible, and also the physical reduction. So in Ultimatum, the damage and minion survivability is not a problem. So basically I refund some minion damage node, and also refund all the minion chaos resist and a minion life node here, and spare the point for the Surge of Vigor to get more life generation, and also the Recovery Mastery for every 3 seconds to consume a nearby corpse to recover 10% of life. This is really helpful to against loss damage over time. And for the rest of the point, take the +2 or maximum elemental resist here with the Mastery immunity to corrupted blood. And the rest of the tree are the same as my previous video, the endgame version. And for the Pantheon, I use Sword of Arakali to reduce the damage over time, and Sword of Tukohama to get additional physical reduction and the life regeneration.
Ruin arrives suddenly.
And for the gear, the only change is I upgrade the shield to Svarling. And the reason to upgrade this shield is because in Ultimatum mechanism, sometimes they will have an immutable blue ghost to chasing on you, and it will apply ruin debuff on hit.
The storm comes swiftly.
If that debuff reach 7 stack, you will fail the ultimatum. The only way to avoid the debuff is to block or evade, or you can also try to run away from the ghost. But I am so lazy and just want to AFK, so I used to use Svarling to give me 90% of chance of block in theory. So of course you should cap your block chance to 68 or 67%. So with the lucky chance to block, that will in theory become a 90% of block chance. And with the Jet Flask and also our Aura use the Grace. So we can also have about 7k to 9k evasion to provide us about 50% chance to evade. In theory, the Blue Ghost will only have about 5% chance to hit us. That can significantly increase the pass rate. So if you don't have Svarling, I think this is the core item for Ultimatum, then you can consider to only do the 10 round Ultimatum. So you should refund the Grueling Gauntlet. Then you can turn to take the Brave the Tower. So in the final round, you can have a chance to defeat the boss to get additional reward. And for the rest of the gear, they are basically the same as the previous endgame version video. About the Mage Blood, I think it is a plus but not mandatory. And because sometimes Ultimatum will have no Flux Recharge modifier, so Mage Blood is good for that case. You can try to upgrade to Mage Blood. I feel it is a good upgrade and it can increase the pass rate to be more stable. It's a plus but necessary. So if you have limited budget, you can prioritize to get Svarling and upgrade to Mage Blood later. My test, I can still use the Darkest Enthroned and stable pass the Ultimatum with no problem. But of course, the Mage Blood will give you more tolerance on the maximum resist and also the life generation.
Ruin surrounds you. You have redeemed.
Okay, that's it. It's more easier than I was imagining. If you get bored to AFK in Simulacrum and Ravage map, I think Ultimatum is a good alternative. But I would say the profit is really unstable. I think this round is a loss because there is nothing worth a divine, but our Scarab is cost about 1 divine. But of course, sometimes I can be so lucky to get this 8 divine inscribe, and other 4 divine inscribe is quite also often. So in overall, this is a profitable strategy. And there indeed have some mod we cannot handle. There is a mod that will reduce 90% of the life recovery rate. So once you see that modifier, you just take the reward and quit. Currently, I still don't have a solution to handle the reduced life recovery modifier. So if you have any idea how to deal with that, or how other build like Shiften deal with that, if you know, please leave in a comment. Thank you. And there's another modifier that you will take a lot of physical damage over time when you near to the altar. You just try to keep away from the altar, and you can continue to AFK. And sometimes, maybe in your first or your second round, you see the ruin modifier. Even with Svarling, you can still have a chance to fail. Then you can consider to take the reward and quit when the debuff is already get like 5 or 6 stake. I think every build will have this problem. Because even we have Svarling and try to reduce the chance to be hit. But if you are really unlucky, then you can still fail the Ultimatum. Overall, currently with this setup, I can have about 95% pass rate. Okay, so hope you enjoyed the content for today. If you have any questions about how to AFK in Ultimatum by a Necromancer, welcome leave questions in the comment. Okay, so that's all the content for today. See you next time.